Good afternoon.
Hello. Could I please get a decaf soy gingerbread latte, please?
Ooh.
Is this the most extra drink that anyone's ordered today, or?
No.
Really? I'm surprised. So I should probably tell you that I've had an idea for a song. I want to write a soul song. So I'm thinking 6/8, B flat, classic soul number, but I want to put a modern twist on it. I think I've got the idea because I've been listening to a lot of soul recently, and I just quite like to have a go at writing a soul number. I've got that genre to work with. I'm thinking the sort of style. And I'm going to write it in B flat because in the last episode I did actually say that I should write something in that key because I haven't done it so far in the project. Not only that, but B flat is quite a good key. Makes me think of a lot of jazz stuff, so I'll be able to get a bit of jazz influence in there as well. As soon as I finish this fantastic coffee, I'm going to go upstairs. I'm going to start sketching out some ideas. So obviously soul chord progressions tend to be quite similar. They tend to have that kind of... something like that. Or you go half speed and you kind of go... B flat is a great key to play in. It feels very natural on the piano for whatever reason. I'm going to try and come up with a little chord sequence. At the moment I'm drawn towards the long verse format. I've written a couple of songs like this before. The first one that comes to mind is There Is No Cure, on here of all places. So usually in a long verse format you just have verse followed by another verse, and then you have like a break strain, and then you might have an instrumental, and then you have a verse, and then for the final refrain you might have something towards the end that's a little bit different. A good example of a modern song with that long verse format is the John Mayer song I'm Gonna Find Another You, and it also has a break strain in the middle that takes away some of that tension from that repetitive verse. You know the bit that's like, when I was your lover you told me no one else would do, if I'm forced to find another, etc. And obviously it finds its way back to the so go on baby, etc. A slightly older example is the George Gershwin song Someone to Watch Over Me, where the refrain at the end of the verse is the and because the format doesn't have a big chorus, it'll make the song sound a little bit older anyway. And I figured what I could do is try and use some of the production to bring it into the modern day. I know I say that a lot, but I figured if I pick a classic format, I can then really mess with it. Just having a bit of a chill now. Just taking a little bit of a break from songwriting. It really is a lovely day. Surprisingly, Dumpling is not sat in the sun, he's sort of sat in the shade. He knows I'm talking about him. Interesting. Because I left it so long since I last wrote a song, oh that rhymes, I actually feel really inspired, and I wouldn't be surprised if I got a lot done today. So anyone who follows me on social media will know that last night I went to IKEA, and I went for two things. The first thing is another Kallax. I now have two in the studio. I'll show you what it looks like. I put it on the wall this morning. And the second thing that I always get when I go to IKEA, and I'm really resisting the urge to eat it at the moment, is this. This chocolate is amazing. When I was in Denmark last summer, they actually had that chocolate in the supermarkets as well, and I ate as much as I humanly could during those few days. It's so nice. Now it really hasn't taken me long. I think I've actually got my chord sequence. What I want to have is that back and forth between the B flat and the E flat, G minor, C to F. But then at that point, go to D, to G, so that's D7 to G minor, G, then C minor, C major, F. Now this is the real clincher. This is a chord sequence that I've used before, and if anyone can tell where it's from, I'll be impressed. Because I've used it in a totally different genre on a totally different song that I have written before. So, in a way, I'm plagiarising myself. So isn't that fun? Like that. Quick turnaround at the end. Got a bit of different harmonic rhythm going on there. I'm going to stick with that because even though it hasn't taken me very long to come up with it, I feel like I'll be able to write a nice melody around it and I can focus on some of the production elements. So earlier on today I actually bought a reed diffuser, and obviously one of the shortcomings of YouTube is that you can't smell how amazing it smells in here right now. So I went with the mulled wine scent because I really associate it with this time of year and as it starts to get colder, and hopefully my studio is going to smell like this for a long time. It's such a welcoming smell. Who am I? What have I become? So it's just occurred to me that I've literally written the entire chord sequence on the piano without even considering using the guitar. That's so unlike me. As you know, I deliberate over this a lot. In fact, if you remember when I wrote the April Fool, that was one of the decisions that I let you make. So what I'm going to do now is I'm going to try the chord sequence on the electric guitar. I don't even know if I'll put electric guitar on it, but it kind of gives you an idea. If you have got an option to listen to what the chord sequence sounds like on another instrument, do it. That is my advice on that. So even though writing it on different instruments will give you different outcomes, playing it on different instruments will do that as well. So, I got myself a new mug yesterday at IKEA. Not ashamed to admit that I may be a little bit addicted to it at the moment. And also, it wouldn't really be an episode of A Song in 7 Days without me taking some really arty footage of it, so there you go. I'm really pleased with what I've done today, actually. I've got a lot done. I've got a chord sequence down and I feel like I know where I'm heading with it. It's great to be writing again, it really is. But I think that'll do for today, actually. I'm pretty tired. So join me tomorrow and we'll see how this song develops. I'll see you then.